You don't actually get rejected for being yourself. You get rejected for stopping who people are used to you being.
And that's why being yourself can feel so uncomfortable. Because it's not just about being yourself. It's about breaking patterns that other people recognize you for. And most of the time, that shift doesn't happen all at once. It happens in small moments. When you say yes but mean no. When you soften your truth. When you choose being liked instead of being honest.
And over time, that becomes a pattern. A version of you that knows how to adapt, but doesn't always feel like you.
Because most of us didn't grow up learning how to be ourselves. We learned how to be accepted, how to read the room and adjust, how to become what was needed in that moment. And over time, that becomes automatic. Most people talk about masks like they're fake or something you need to get rid of. But for a lot of us, the mask wasn't about pretending. It was something we learned because it helped us feel safe.
At some point, being fully yourself didn't feel safe. Maybe you were told you were too much, or too sensitive, or not enough in some way. Or maybe you learned that being fine, being easy, or being agreeable was what kept things calm and also helped you to remain connected. So you adapted. That version of you deserves to be honored and not judged because it was protecting you at the time.
But there comes a point where what once protected you starts to feel like something you have to maintain. And instead of feeling natural, it starts to feel effortful, like work.
And most of the time, you don't even realize when it's happening. It shows up in very subtle ways. Saying yes when you really mean no, or laughing at something that didn't really feel funny. Not because you were being fake, but because your system learned that it would be safer to be liked than to be your real self.
And this is where the inner conflict starts. Because a part of you knows when you're holding back. You can feel it in your body. The hesitation, the tightness, the second guessing after you said something honest. Authenticity isn't just a mindset. It's something your body has to feel safe doing.
But here's the part that nobody talks about enough. Being yourself doesn't feel very confident at first. Sometimes it feels less certain, less polished, but it is more honest.
It looks like taking a moment before responding, not over-explaining yourself, letting there be silence, saying something that feels true, even if your voice is a little quieter when you say it.
There's a quote that I read once from Buddha, and it says, "Better than 1,000 words is one word that brings peace." Because being yourself isn't about saying more. It's about saying what is true for you without abandoning yourself in the process.
The quiet rebellion of being yourself isn't loud. It's not dramatic. It's choosing not to shapeshift in every room you walk into. It's letting people experience you without constantly adjusting who you are, even if that means they don't understand you.
Sometimes there is some grief in that because you have been playing these roles, wearing these masks for such a long time that letting them go can be difficult. Being the easy one, the agreeable one, the strong one, and letting those versions of you go can feel very unfamiliar at first.
But something begins to shift when you stop leaving yourself in small moments. Your body softens. Your thoughts slow down. You feel less pressure to manage how everyone experiences you.
So you don't have to become someone new to be yourself. It's about slowly noticing where you learned to step away from yourself and choosing to gently come back. Not all at once, slowly, not perfectly, just moment by moment. With love and light.